A majestic snow leopard stands atop a rugged peak in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, bathed in the golden light of dawn. The vast, untamed wilderness stretches beyond, setting the stage for the legendary tale of its origins. In the vast, untamed mountains of Kyrgyzstan, where the wind carves its song into the cliffs and the snow stretches as far as the eye can see, there roams a creature of legend, the snow leopard. Known as *Ilbers* to the Kyrgyz people, it is a phantom of the peaks, a ghostly hunter whose presence is felt more often than seen. For centuries, the snow leopard has been revered, feared, and even worshipped. It is not just an animal but a symbol of resilience, of mystery, of the eternal struggle between freedom and survival. But why does it dwell so high, never descending to the gentler lands below? Why does it choose a life of solitude among the ice and stone? The elders of Kyrgyzstan know the answer. They have passed it down in whispers and fire-lit tales. It is a story of gods and mortals, of choice and sacrifice, of a bond that could never be broken. And it begins long, long ago. The two brothers of the sky. Before the world was as we know it, before the rivers cut deep into the valleys and the mountains kissed the sky, there were two great beings who ruled the heavens and the earth. The elder was Tengri, the sky father, whose breath was the wind and whose voice was thunder. He was vast and free, untethered by the weight of the world. His younger sibling was Umayana, the Earth Mother, who gave life to all things, nurturing the creatures that walked, crawled, and flew. She loved her children fiercely and kept them close, ensuring they never knew hunger or fear. Despite their divine wisdom, the two siblings often quarreled. Tengri believed that only those who challenged themselves, who fought the storms and braved the cold, could reach their true potential. Umayana disagreed. She believed that peace and abundance were the greatest gifts, that her children should live without hardship. For centuries, they debated. And then one day, a creature was born that neither could agree upon, a magnificent beast, unlike any that had come before. The first of the snow leopards. His name was Bars*, the creation of Bars. Bars was a marvel. His fur was as pale as moonlight, spotted like the stars that dotted Tengri's sky. His eyes burned like amber, sharp as the wind on the highest peak. He moved without a sound, his every step as light as falling snow. He was born of the mountains, but neither Tengri nor Umayana could decide his fate. "Come to me," called Tengri. "Dwell in the high places, where only the strongest can survive. You will be swift, powerful, untouchable. You will be free." "No," said Umayana, cradling the young leopard in her warmth. "Stay with me, where life is gentle. Here, you will never know hunger. You will never shiver. You will never be alone." Bars listened to both. The mountains called to something deep in his soul, yet the comfort of the valleys was undeniable. He did not know which path to choose. And so, the gods decided to test him. The trials of the leopard. Tengri took Bars to the highest peak, where the wind cut like a knife and the air was thin. There, the Sky Father unleashed a mighty storm, a blizzard so fierce it turned the world to white. "Survive this," Tengri commanded, "and you will be worthy of the heights." Bars crouched low, his fur whipping in the wind, ice forming on his whiskers. The storm raged for 3 days and 3 nights, but he did not yield. He buried himself in the snow, found shelter in the crags, and let his body become one with the mountain. When the storm passed, he stood tall, his body stronger, his spirit hardened. Umayana, watching from below, was troubled. She loved Bars too much to see him suffer. So she brought him down into the valleys, to the meadows where her rivers ran wide and warm. She laid him beside a golden field where deer grazed without fear. "Here, you will never want for anything," she promised. "Stay, and you will know only peace." Bars spent a season in the valley. He slept in the sun, drank from clear springs, and never had to fight for his meals. But something was missing. The wind did not howl here. The stars did not seem so close. He did not feel alive. And so, when Umayana came to him again, he bowed his head in thanks but turned away. "I belong to the mountains," he said. Tengri smiled. Umayana sighed, but she did not try to stop him. Instead, she gave him a final gift. "The cold will never bite you," she whispered, weaving her warmth into his thick coat. "No matter how high you climb, my embrace will always be with you." And so, Bars returned to the peaks, to the frozen world between earth and sky. And there, his kind has remained ever since. Bars endures Tengri's trial, braving the howling winds and swirling snow of a brutal mountain storm. The coming of man. Centuries passed. The mountains remained unchanged, but the valleys did not. Men came. At first, they lived in harmony with the snow leopards, whispering prayers when they caught sight of their ghostly forms against the ridges. The Kyrgyz believed that to see Ilber's was a sign of great fortune. But as winters grew harsher and food scarcer, some men saw Bars and his kin as rivals. The leopards hunted the same wild goats, the same deer. And soon, their beauty was no longer enough to protect them. Among the hunters was a man named Temir whose family had suffered greatly. His herds had been thinned by harsh winters, his children had gone hungry. And so, he swore an oath, he would kill the snow leopard. For weeks, he tracked Bars. He set traps, laid bait, watched the ridges for any sign of the great beast. And then, on a night when the moon shone silver, he saw him. Temir raised his bow, but as his arrow flew, a great wind rose, Tengri's wind. The arrow turned to ice in midair and shattered upon the rocks. The mountain itself trembled. Then came Umayana's voice, soft yet filled with sorrow. "You have broken the balance," she said. "And for this, you will pay." From that night forward, Temir's descendants were cursed. They would never find peace, never call any land their own. They would be wanderers, like the snow leopard himself, forever seeking but never finding. And so, the people learned. They came to respect the snow leopard once more, to understand that he was neither a rival nor prey, but a guardian of the heights. And Bars continued to roam, his spirit bound to the peaks, watching, waiting. Bars finds peace in the warm valleys of Umayana, yet his heart yearns for the untamed wilds of the peaks. The whisper of the wind. Even today, the legend of Bars lingers. The Kyrgyz say that when the wind howls through the mountains, it is Tengri's voice, calling to the snow leopard. They say that when the mist moves along the ridges, it is Bars himself, watching unseen. And they say that if you ever lock eyes with Ilber's, if you ever see those amber flames staring back at you from the cliffs, it means you have been chosen. For what, no one knows. But the mountains never forget. And neither does the snow leopard. Temir, a desperate hunter, tries to kill Bars, but Tengri's wind intervenes, forever cursing those who harm the sacred leopard. Epilogue. The eternal guardian. Still, Bars roams where no man dares to go. His footprints mark the untouched snow. His spirit lingers in every shadow. Perhaps, in some distant age, when men have forgotten greed and the mountains no longer need a guardian, he will finally rest. Until then, he remains. Not of the sky, not of the earth, but something in between.